Oh. Hello, my little jammy muffins. How are you this morning? Welcome to the news and views with the EV Café. 30 minutes of what's happening in zero-emission transport, with expert analysis from the EV Café crew, brought to you this week in partnership with Paythrough, making card transactions smoother than mulberry silk. Now, did you know that mulberry silk is the most luxurious and smoothest natural silk available? There we go. And Paythrough just get those transactions smoothly moving through. Anyway, today's opinions on a stick are Paul Kirby, Sam Clark, and Sarah Sloman. Yay! Are you all right?
Yeah.
Although I have a dodgy internet connection.
This isn't going to work. It's so delayed. It's terrible.
Anyway, today's opinions on a stick are marvellous human beings, and we'll get them as and when we can. Grab a cuppa and plug in to what's happening in zero-emission transport this week. And coming up, MFG have bought Morrison's petrol stations and plan EV charging hub rollout. Oh yes, the Helionauts take delivery of 100 ID Buzz vans. We'll talk more about that in a minute. New council for net zero transport has been announced. And Hyundai and Iveco show collaboration is the key. We've got skateboard platform chat, people. More soon. Plus, 2 new gold partner announcements with launch videos filmed by Paul and me. It was, we had a day out. But first up, the Sarah Sloman Woman of the Year bursary closes today. So if you want to learn about sustainability in any of its guises, Sarah has put up some cash from her Woman of the Year bursary. Details, I'm sure we can put in the chat, Sarah, of where to get your application into. And there are only 7 days until the Green Fleet 100 most influential are announced by, well, me. So join me at 10 o'clock next Friday for the news, followed at 11 o'clock with the countdown to the Green Fleet 100. Register for the event at events.greenfleet.net/GF100. So, Paul, how are you, dear? Waits 5 seconds for response.
Well, I'm well, and I'm hoping that it will get better. But it's a little bit tricky. I've got to say, my internet is not playing ball at all. But we'll as long as it doesn't interfere too much, we will go with it.
You are worth every second of the wait, my darling. Sam, sparky this morning?
Sparky this morning. Interesting adjective. Yeah, not too bad actually. Not too bad. I'm all right. Yeah, slept well. It's Friday. It's all good.
Good man. And Sarah, I was lucky enough to see you at Compleo last night, the launch of the E-Tower 200 with Paul. It was a bit of a night, wasn't it? There you go. Not a word.
Mute. She's on mute.
No, Sarah's. There you go. Yes, it was really lovely. You were fabulous, John. It was always lovely.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, fabulous. Anyway,
Couldn't get home because the train got cancelled.
Let's move on. The Motor Fuel Group is buying 337 petrol stations from Morrison's and more than 400 associated sites to develop ultra-rapid electric vehicle charging hubs and a £2.5 billion deal. That's the sort of money that Sam loses down the back of the sofa. As part of the acquisition, Morrison's will take a minority stake of around 20% in MFG and enter into commercial and supply arrangements with the company. MFG is also aiming to install 800 ultra-rapid 150 kilowatt EV chargers in hubs within the first 5 years, making it one of the largest ultra-rapid EV charge point operators in the UK, with more than 1,300 sites. And I've got a question for you. If I'd said to you MFG 3 years ago, would anybody have had a clue who they were? And here they are, making a massive impact in the marketplace. 2.5 billion of investment, Paul. Gotta be good.
I agree. It is very good. They do their sites well. The power is reliable. There is some degree of protection, and you can always go and get a cup of coffee and all that kind of stuff. So it is a clever move, and they have thought about what is happening down the pipe, and they're adapting their existing sites to make the very best of it. Seems like a really good idea.
It is indeed. Who came up with that idea, Sam? Anybody?
Oh, I can't think. It's funny you said we hadn't heard of them 3 years ago. We hadn't heard of GridServe either. So it's great that new companies are coming through. 150 kilowatts is a bit slow though. I mean, by the time they've installed these sites, it's going to be needs to be a lot more power than that. But it's a good start.
Sam, let's pick that up, because I was at the launch of a 200 kilowatt charger last night, and there were people in the audience who said, 200 kilowatts, it's a bit slow. The reality is the majority of vehicles on the road today can only take a portion of that. So whilst it's not future-proofed like the 350s and so on, if you've got reliable 200 kilowatt chargers, surely that's better than not having rapid charging at a destination.
It absolutely is, but the way you phrased it almost answers your own question in my mind. Yes, it's completely acceptable today. But if you're a charging infrastructure company that's building for the future, you building obsolescence in before you started is a bit short-sighted, in my humble opinion, because 150 simply won't be enough in 2 or 3 years' time. It's not really enough now for some of the high-powered vehicles. So yeah, you're absolutely right today, but obviously, going forward. The other thing is petrol stations don't really fit very well for charging because the Dangerous Substance and Explosive Atmospheres Regulations Act or something like that, 2002, I think it is, stipulates that chargers need to be at least 25 or 30 meters away from petrol station, which is why you always see chargers on the edge. The image that they presented was very deliberately two very separate things. That's not necessarily a problem. I'm sure they'll definitely resolve that issue, but typically petrol stations don't lend themselves very well to charge points. But I'm sure they'll work that out, and I'm sure they'll have it suitably. Well, I have to by regulations have to have it separate. So it's really good. I mean, it's another network coming along with providing another solution on mass and scale, so that it is good. But I am a little bit 150 kilowatts not enough.
Thank you kindly. And Sarah, we've got you back. Can you speak? No. Great. Well, that's marvellous. Thanks for joining anyway.
Let's go dance.
Let's move on. We've lost Paul as well. It's one of those Fridays. A commercial fleet operator has made the switch to all-electric vehicles with the world's largest handover of Volkswagen ID. Buzz cargo electric vans, planning to save some 300 tons of CO2 per year by making the switch to the electric fleet. Helion took delivery of the electric vans from Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles at its Atterscholz site in Switzerland. Helion CEO Noah Henyon said, with the conversion of our commercial fleet to electric power, we are also driving forward the energy transition within the company. The EVs will be used by technicians known as helionauts. I love that. Isn't that fabulous? As of today, around 100 of the technicians from all over Switzerland are on the road electrically and are therefore also ambassadors for our vision and the energy transition. That's fabulous. Ambassadors. That's what we all are, I guess. I'm going to try Sarah one more time. Oh, not.
No.
Nothing. Paul, ambassadors for transition and for visions, for energy transition and cleaner operation. That's one of the big roles that all of us play in collaborating and working to make that transition happen, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I've had a week this week of being able to kind of go and visit up in Scotland, Scottish Water. I went to see Monroe. There's a whole new ecosystem bringing up with lots of charge points being deployed by Scottish Water for their own fleet, and potentially in future that help other organisations. Yes, it's possible. So there is a lot going on, and these kinds of stories really help bring everything to life. Yeah,
and the ID Buzz, Sam, pretty cool vehicle.
It is a cool vehicle, and well done to this company. And what the thing that jumps out at me the most is the grammar that we've just been using, because they have made the switch. Not talking about doing it, they've done it. If you click on their link, click on their news article, there is a warehouse full of branded ID Buzzes. So it's past tense. They've done it. They've actually bought them. They've branded them. They're ready to go. And that, for me, is even more commendable than the story itself, because it shows that people have done something and now they're telling the world what they've done, as opposed to, we're going to do this. So, fair play to them. It's really, really good. So I hope it's a great success.
Hurrah! Sarah, are you with us, darling, or not? No.
Nope.
Okay. Right. Well, let's say hello to a few people because we always do this. And I tell you, I've been getting some DMs just saying love the name checks. So, to all those haters out there, stand by, put cheese in your ears. Here we go. Welcome to Carl Elliott. First in the door at 9:59. Kick the door off its frame. Jamie Fretwell, Mercedes-Benz Trucks. Russ Morgan. Ash Bannister. Hello, mate. Ben McDonald. Thanks for sending the story through. Esther Jones. Ron Godfrey. He's having a tramp in the woods. The tramp is not impressed. Dev Chakravarti. Good morning. Funner team. Well, it's me and Sam, and he doesn't do funner. Sarah Clark, Ian Roberts, George Thurman from Women Drive Electric, Tim Morris from Europe Car, more of them in a minute. Gemma Lovett from the Netherlands and not Barbados. What will Barbados do? Mark Main, Mark Newbury. He's only like up there in Europe Car. Steve Hamer from Shell. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. Horrible grey in South Wales. Don't believe you for a second. Rory Harrison. Tia Capon. Now, is a capon a small chicken? I think you'll find
Yes.
it is. Colin Hennessy. Rob Dustin. Charlie Gilbert. Bumped into Charlie yesterday in the streets of Soho. That's another story. Ursula Perry from Greenfleet. Hello. Grant White. Tom Middleditch from Europe Car. We're mentioning Europe Car a lot. Teresa Swift from Formula Space. Karen Mull. Jim Blair. Peter Lever. Martin Sweeney. The names go on. Pam Hamlon. Oh, golly. Joel Priest. Jonathan Kempsall. Right, okay, enough. Carlo Zuccali from Everything Electric. Love, hugs, kisses to you all. Anybody I missed, send me a DM and tell me I'm a rat bag. Because now we are going to play our first Gold Partner announcement from Europe Car. Joe, can you play the video, my dear?
Paul! Oh, hey JC! Hey! So, we're welcoming a new gold sponsor. Who is it? So I'm lucky enough to have grabbed Tim Morris, Head of Marketing for Europe Car. Tim, what madness has struck you?
Why are we partnering with the EV Café? Yes, so look, we both want the same thing. We both want to see more people driving electric vehicles. You guys help people get over the FUD, the fear, uncertainty and doubt. We can give them the real life driving experience driving electric vehicles.
It is a fantastic opportunity to combine our forces, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And what do you expect the output to be? What are we going to do together?
Well, hopefully you'll help us create some engaging content. You can help us talk to our customers, and maybe you can help us explain to our customers why electric vehicles are vehicles that people should be driving.
Absolutely, and I know that we've got a great opportunity to speak to the wider business as well and help everybody on the journey.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got an EV-ready audience, an EV-curious audience. We've got some EV-curious customers. We want to help them get them over that curiosity and get them driving electric vehicles. Give them some real-life experience trying electric vehicles for themselves, whether that be for a day, a week, or maybe longer.
It's a fantastic opportunity to get bums on seats, folks. Anyway, let's get over to JC and find out more.
Thanks, Paul. I've got Evelyn Torres here, and she's in charge of the customer experience at Europe Car. Evelyn, what can customers expect when they come to Europe Car to hire a car or a van?
Yeah, so when customers rent from Europe Car, then they can expect a whole wide range of vehicles, not just cars, as you said, vans. We've got lots of vehicles from different OEMs, some of the top models on our fleet as well. We've got a range of ICE vehicles, so your petrols, your diesels. We've also got a wide range of electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids. In fact, they'll represent 20% of our fleet this year.
And what do you get from Europe Car in terms of being able to manage a fleet? Because a lot of our customers are fleet managers.
Yeah.
Why come to Europe Car?
Yeah, because, well, why not? Europe Car, we are the leading car rental company, certainly in my eyes. We deliver a great service to our customers, speed of service, quality of vehicles. We've got before, during, after care for our customers. So yeah, why not come to Europe Car?
And ultimately, I suppose, flexibility in terms of being able to just pick one up, take it away, get on with your work.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got daily rental, so you can rent for a day, a weekend, a week, a month. We've got long-term rental. You can pick up your vehicle in one location, you can drop it off in another location anywhere across the UK. So one of the key things that we offer is a nationwide delivery and collection service. We can basically deliver an electric vehicle out within 4 hours of receiving the booking.
That's outstanding.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you? Europe Car, they're amazing. tell you, that's going to be such an amazing partnership. Great for fleets.
Man, and great for the consumer as well, getting bums on seats.
Might even get them a discount.
Amazing.
Somebody rather unkindly suggested that Paul and I are the new Morecambe and Unwise.
Excellent.
Ashley, welcome to Europe Car. Ashley Bannister captured this really well. Rental companies are so important for the EV transition, allowing fleet managers and drivers to test an EV for a short period of time to assess the suitability for their fleet. And more often than not, it helps to prove that EVs can work for the majority of fleets and drivers. They also build in, of course, flexibility. So you don't have to have so many vehicles, but when demand goes up, you can just rent and then send them back when you don't need them. Absolutely superb. We're all buzzing, aren't we, Paul?
We absolutely are. And one of the things that I really, really love is to that they will happily let the vehicle go out, near to full of charge and take it back a lot later on in that. So they're not insisting that you plug it in and make sure it's full before you get back. So I think that's real understanding of the challenges around electric vehicles in this context, and giving customers a much easier choice to make.
Now, I know we've got Sarah back. Hello, Sarah.
Yes, but Joe's going to be cross with me because I don't have headphones.
It's okay. We'll put up with you because getting you any way we can is fabulous.
I did have a good point though that I realised just last week. I had no idea that of the nearly million electric vehicles on the road, something like 70-ish% all come from lease codes or hire car codes. I thought it was an ownership piece, but 70-something%. That's incredible. So yeah, congrats to Eurocar. Thank you so much for being part of this.
And Jennifer Smith from Schneider Electric. I drove my first EV thanks to rental companies. It's a brave move. When you rock up at a rental company and you say, I'd like a car, please. And they say, would you like an electric one? If you've never driven one, you go, Consider it a way of developing, learning, getting new skills, and potentially finding the thing that we found, which is a love of EVs. Sam, how long have you loved EVs?
22 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hopefully there will be people. I know there's people that have deliberately gone to places like Europe Car to go and try an EV for the first time. Right? It's a great opportunity to do that. So they're consciously choosing to go there for an EV, not necessarily just being offered one when they get there. So what a great opportunity to start for us as well, to be able to work with, as the contributors said there, to work with the curious, the ones that want to know more, and hopefully we can help each other in dismissing the FUD, as was said, the fear, uncertainty and doubt, and get more people on the road using EVs.
And we can honestly say, Paul, can't we, that having been there, seen the operation, spoken to the people that do this job, it's the people that make this work. Having all the vehicles there is really, really important, of course, but it's the people that make this an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you saw there with Tim and Evelyn, I mean, it's replicated throughout the business. There are really good, passionate, determined folk willing to really press in and make this work, both for the customer, but also for the good of the environment and clean air and all of that good stuff. So there's real positive intent, and it's a fantastic bunch to be now working with.
Absolutely. Let's press on because we've got a few more stories, but also another announcement to do. A new council for net zero transport has been convened by Zemo Partnership, comprising senior stakeholders to help deliver the delivery phase of the UK transport's decarbonisation transition. The council will be chaired by the former Committee for Climate Change Chair and Environment Secretary, Lord Devon, and will engage senior figures from government, industry, environment and academic sectors to help focus the partnership as they work together to forge a clear strategic direction for road transport decarbonisation. This sounds like a talking shop, but actually it's a really, really important part of the jigsaw, Sarah, isn't it? We know from our own experience that having organisations that come together to coalesce around a particular theme help to drive change.
Yeah, it's only a talking shop if that's the only output, right? And you've got a chair like that and a brand like that and businesses, as you listed, being involved. And I've got high hopes for it. But sometimes I think setting sort of deadlines for these groups is good, otherwise they roll on for years and years and years and become no. But this feels disruptive. I like it. Some really strong people are going to be backing it. So fingers crossed there's some clearly defined sort of objectives of forming this, and then we'll see those matched with the outputs. Because otherwise, yes, talking shop's not welcome.
And of course, Paul, we've got the plan for vans coming out very shortly. Another important collaboration with trade organisations to promote electric vans.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was great to be invited to be a part of that with the BVRLA, the Association of Fleet Professionals, the REA, and somebody else Logistics UK, of course, all focused on the commercial vehicle world, and it's great privilege to be a part of that, but it also shows that the importance of collaboration and the reach that we have as a group, but also our partners, getting into fleets and really bringing to life stories about the need in the van and commercial vehicle sector.
And then going up a size to Sam, the eHGV project is another great collaboration, which is working with government to make things happen.
Yeah, hopefully that's all going in the right direction so far. Yeah, and just on that previous point, if you haven't checked out Zemo, then please do. They're a fantastic organisation. I've known them as long as I've been in this game. Formerly Low CVP, I think they were called previously. And Andy Eastlake, the former CEO, has been a good friend of our show over the years as well. They're incredibly forward-thinking organisation that's tried really, really hard to do as much as they can in the world of EV in a really, really broad range as well. So yeah, it's good to see them on the news because they don't get enough attention sometimes.
Move on. We've got another gold partner announcement. We are going to partner.
Another one?
I know. 2 in a day. I mean, it's like buses. Webfleet, one of the most amazing organisations who are the Guinness World Record holders for the furthest distance travelled in a van while with somebody who knows, whatever, nobody cares. But anyway, Webfleet have joined us as a gold partner. Joe, can we run that, VT?
Where the heck have you been? Charging. Anyway, we're here for a new gold sponsor. Who is it? Oh, God, it's gone. I'm lucky enough to be with Alan Castle, marketing manager at Webfleet. Alan, the EV Café. Why have you taken the bold step to sponsor the EV Café?
Hi John, thank you. Well, Webfleet have been establishing and growing the brand in the kind of electric vehicle for commercial electric vehicles, telematics in particular, but also supporting those journeys in decarbonisation. And we feel now's a really good time to align ourselves to the EV Café. We can see all the brilliant stuff you're doing, you and your team, in terms of creating that kind of collaboration of environment between the suppliers, whether that's EV charging providers, the OEM manufacturers, the data providers such as ourselves, but also the end users. And we also admire the fact you have those conversations around government policy, what's going on in the space, and how we can really innovate and drive the whole industry together. And it's a great time for us to come on board and be a part of the conversation and really join you on this journey.
Oh, bless you. Can't thank you enough for that. I'm going to go and talk to Richard Parker, who's your EV specialist, to find out more about how you help fleets to decarbonise.
Excellent, thank you.
So, Richard, you're an EV consultant.
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay, so brand new role, unique to Webfleet in the whole of our European operation. And essentially, I'm tasked with having more conversations and enabling our people and our resellers to have more conversations with their customers to accelerate decarbonisation in their fleets. That simple.
So let's pick that apart a little bit. How do you decarbonise fleets? How do you help them to do that?
Well, we start with what's here there today. Okay, so we've got, you can see on this wall here, we've got telematics that can collect the data, and to our friend Mr. Kirby, that provides data, and data schmata, as we all know. What we really want is insight, all right? And that insight is delivered in 2 ways. One, through direct driver intervention. Secondly, through the insights that we can help organisations right through the stakeholder map to make decisions about not only what they change today, but what they need to plan and enact for tomorrow to help them transition to zero emission vehicles.
Perfect. So simple explanation. That collects the data.
Correct.
That then feeds that to the driver,
Correct.
so they understand what they're doing.
Correct.
Then you can do further analysis to get to insights about the wider fleet and how it's performing.
Absolutely. So it's see what's there today, plan for tomorrow, and measure the result of that to ensure that what you've done is actually turning out the way you expected it to do.
That's fantastic, Richard. Best of luck with that journey.
Great to be on board with you guys.
Good man. And where exactly have you been?
What? Charging or trying to?
I've interviewed Alan, I've interviewed Richard, and I've learned loads.
What have you learned?
Data is turned into insights, which is just so useful for fleets.
Man, that will make such a difference
You
for them.
betcha. Turn knowledge into power. Oh, power? Sorry about mentioning the power.
I suspect there'll be no BAFTAs, but that's a great.
Power? What's wrong with that pod point? Why is the pod point charger not working at Webfleet's HQ? I'm confused. You have to go.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. Let's
It
move on.
was, yeah, it was to do with the yeah. Anyway,
I
it was
know.
fine.
Very
But
good.
we
Well,
are
knowledge is power.
we're absolutely thrilled to be working with Webfleet. And Alan Castle, congratulations on winning your Marketing Manager of the Year award this week. You
Yes.
genuinely are an unsung hero of our industry. You just beaver away at stuff, get it done. Thank you so much for being our host, and Richard Parker, thanks for being you. Right.
And well done to Laurel Hardy, the presenters. Brilliant. Right.
Yeah, if you get the short straw, you get me and Paul. Hyundai Motor Company and Iveco Group today announced signing a supply agreement of an Iveco badged all-electric light commercial vehicle for Europe, based on Hyundai's global eLCV platform. A skateboard platform, apparently. It's a bit bigger than that, but that's the terminology used. The new vehicle will join Iveco Group's electric light commercial vehicle lineup, enhancing the group's LCV portfolio alongside the iconic Iveco e-Daily. Paul, this is van stuff, mate. What does this mean in the world of vans?
Well, do you know what? I was really curious when I think it was 2020, Hyundai and Kia sort of bought into Arrival, put in 100 million of your US dollars, I think it was at the time, or whatever, euros, whatever, and it effectively made the Arrival the unicorn that it started out being, But I thought, interesting step in to maybe gain some insight into IP for commercial vehicles. And of course, we've now seen Kia kind of launching their vehicles in Las Vegas recently. And now this partnership announced with Hyundai and Iveco. I think it's a great partnership. And I love Iveco's approach to a very mission critical approach to electric vehicles with power takeoffs and towing and a real hard use vehicle. And now if we can get that same mindset and mentality into this ground up technology, which will be in partnership with a very industrial focused Iveco and a very EV savvy Hyundai, this looks like a really good partnership for the commercial vehicle sector. There's so much going on in commercial vehicles right this minute, but this was one of the ones that really stood out for me.
Paul is having a right old froth there. He really is. You can see him almost salivating. Oh, this is exciting stuff. Now then, what was I going to say? I was going to say we've had a fabulous week. Paul, what are you doing at the weekend?
I am going to Madeira.
Very nice. In a van?
No, I'm into going into one of those SUVs that somebody said that we should change to vans, which will be an ID5, which I'm getting from Europe Car, and we'll be using it and doing a video and travelling around the island, emission free on the island at least.
Well done, Sam. Got plans?
Yeah, burning no stuff and enjoying some time with my kids.
Good man. And Sarah?
Well done.
Yes, it's my very good friend's 40th birthday, so my lovely mum and dad are going to have my daughter for me, so I can go to the party on Saturday, and I've got to get my tyres changed on my car because it's done like 34,000 miles, and I didn't realise that they were that bad.
Yeah, and you have a very heavy right foot.
No.
I'm going to be working on a Bums on Seats campaign, genuinely. We're looking to do some work with Europe Car and partners to help get people into electric vehicles for the first time. So the Bums on Seats campaign, the BOSS campaign, that's more news on that coming soon. If you've got any clean transport PR or news stories you'd like us to cover, please send them to us at hello@evcafe.org. Until next Friday, it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from them. This has been an EV Cafe production brought to you this week in partnership with the quite wonderful Paythrough. Smoother than mulberry silk. Other sustainability news services are available, but this is just funner.
Funner!
The EV Cafe is truly blessed to be partnered with VAA, Plug Me In, Paythrough, Zaptec, Europcar, Webfleet, Spiri, Hydrock Interval, Kersha, Dynamon, and McIntyre Hudson. We're the EV Cafe, supporting the transition to zero-emission transport. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, wherever it takes you. Thank you for joining us. Till next Friday. Bye!
Bye.
Bye!
To me,
Rob
to you.
Dustin.
To
It's
me,
been
to
fun.
you.